Hello world, welcome to WFHR's Rapids Report, proudly brought to you by Crockett Septic for this Thursday, October 9th, 2025. I have your host James here, joined right now by our great friends from UW-Madison Extension Wood County. We got Anna Mitchell with us, Regional Natural Resource Educator. Anna, good to have you with us.
Good to be here, James.
You know I love talking to you, I love learning, I love our conversations, and especially when we get to talk about really interesting, fun things that you guys are doing at Extension or a combination of others with Extension. And we're going to talk about the value of community science and science by the river.
Yes, we are. So community science is a form of research that provides everyone, regardless of your background, an opportunity to contribute to meaningful data collection to further scientific understanding and key issues. So community science opportunities are so abundant in our world, but a lot of the times they go super unnoticed and unmentioned, which is kind of a shame because community science efforts have advanced and informed a lot of different fields and projects.
You know, Anna, I agree with everything you said there. Just kind of looking at this from the outside, why do researchers and those in the industry promote and rely on community science?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different reasons. So researchers and those within like the research community really rely on community science because it engages community members, and researchers by themselves can only collect so much data, right? So if you can get people on board and passionate about a subject to help, collect different data and just get really engaged and passionate about whatever field that they're in, that's always a benefit, not just to, researchers, but also to the community members.
One of the things that I've just really, really enjoyed about doing this job and sitting in this chair is I love talking to people that are passionate about something. I don't care what the topic is. They're passionate about it. They can get me engaged in it. And everybody we have join us is that type of person, including yourself and everything. Now, that said, community science isn't something new. This is something that's been around. Yeah,
community science has been around for quite a while. In fact, it's been around since the 1800s when Alexander von Humboldt, he was a naturalist and explorer, traveled to South America in the early 1800s, and he was one of the very first people to describe humans' roles in climate change. So he had this dream of uniting communities through scientific observation. So what he did was establish a series of observing stations throughout the world. And the goal was that he could coordinate a global study of the Earth's magnetism. So if you could think about that, that's people, like an effort in the 1800s to connect people from around the world to study Earth's magnetism.
Early day messenger.
Yeah, right? Did they send a passenger pigeon?
Yeah, I mean, you got to wonder. A whole different meaning to tweeting.
Right.
That's so darn cool. Before these notes, I had not read about this, and I put aside the rabbit hole I'm going to go down with this one. I'm so excited to read more about that. What an interesting moment. What an amazing human being to think about that and then to pull it off, really, because they were able to kind of pull this off and have these stations around the world.
Yeah.
It's really cool. When it comes to the challenges regarding related to natural resources, that's something else, though.
Yeah, I mean, we hear a lot about challenges in natural resources today. I mean, there's so many out there, it can feel so daunting. Like, even as somebody who works in natural resources, it can feel overwhelming, right? But there's so many people that are working on these issues, not just professional scientists that are looking for solutions. There's also politicians who are advocating for possible solutions or taking a stance on these different issues, right? And then there's the individual who's just trying to do their part, trying to educate themselves, trying to help with whatever issue, and sometimes like we get siloed into our own individual roles, and that can feel really overwhelming. So today more than ever, we really need to lean heavily into our community science approach, just to help not only us, but our communities learn about these different, I will say, challenges. They're not issues, they're challenges, right? If we as a community can educate ourselves, or even as an individual, then we can talk to our neighbor or, talk to our family about these issues. If you're passionate about it and want to learn more about a specific natural resources challenge, I really encourage you to get involved in some kind of community science program that's related to that topic.
Yeah.
Then share, right?
It's, for one, I think it's really unique and quite cool when we look at society, human beings, and what we've accomplished and what we can accomplish when we work together. The previous story notes that very well, even in the 1800s, what we were able to accomplish, let alone nowadays with technology and that we are connected as much as we are and everything. Every bit of data is important on this one. Yeah. And everybody working together is important on this one. When we talk about the planet, when we talk about these kind of issues, to me, I don't know that this is a divisive topic. I mean,
shouldn't be.
No, not at all. We all got to live here.
Yeah.
We're all on this planet. Feels like we should probably keep this thing around. Seems pretty self-explanatory to me. And regarding that, I think that once you get people to that mindset, you get a lot more of that data, a lot more people wanting to be a part of these things. And while this is a big issue, whatever we're talking about, any level of these things and natural resources and the importance of them, from PFAS to any other topic, they affect us all, and all of us can do some good on this one. They're not as big as us.
Right.
There's more of us than the problems.
Yeah.
And if we work together, we can face this together, and it's a lot easier.
Yes.
I know I, like a lot of kids out there, would look at a messy room as a teenager and like, how am I ever going to clean all this? But if you start in one corner and work your way around, eventually you get all right. If you attack these things, if you approach them, and I'm going to focus on this, and this person's focusing on this, little by little, this all adds up.
Yeah.
And here in Wisconsin, we've got quite a few opportunities for this.
Oh, yeah. We have an abundant amount of community science opportunities here in Wisconsin. I was doing a little bit of research, and we actually have 34 different community science programs. That's 34.
That's
just
impressive.
In our state. It is, right? So these programs cover a huge variety of topic areas, including wildlife, invasive species, insects, water quality, birds, climate, plants, and even space. Like, if there's a topic you're interested in, odds are in Wisconsin, we have a community science program for you to get involved in.
Yeah, it's something to look into. And regarding that, it can be a bit of a broad topic.
Yeah.
There are, different layers to that might interest you a little bit more and get you more and more interested in. So.
Yeah, and in fact, UW-Madison has a wonderful guide to kind of help you learn more about these opportunities. So if you're interested in some of these community science opportunities, you can visit the UW-Madison Library's research guides and search community science opportunities and people and projects. And there is like loads of different resources for you to learn more about these.
There's another great opportunity for people to be able to learn more and find out more. And it's kind of interesting to me that you brought up Mr. von Humboldt earlier and his stations around the world.
Yeah.
And here locally, we have something a little similar to that.
We do, yeah, on a much smaller scale. Mm-hmm. But actually, here in UW Extension, in our Wood County office, myself and my colleague Jen McNally have planned and will be hosting a community science event called Science by the River. Science by the River will be hosted in Wisconsin Rapids on October 18th. And this event is a celebration of all things science and outdoors. It's a free community event, and it'll be hosted along the Riverfront Trail from Hanson Park to Lyon Park on October 18th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Family-friendly event. There's lots of hands-on activities. In fact, along that riverfront path, we'll have 14 different discovery stations. And at those discovery stations, there's so many different hands-on activities that are hosted by local organizations, citizen groups, departments, colleges, and more. And they each showcase a different aspect of science and ways to get involved in science and to learn about fields in science.
Yeah, to that, what we were talking about before about the many layers to this, the 14 different stations really do focus on these certain particular things. Yeah. And I do want to say as well, they're all run by somebody. Yeah. I appreciate the people that are taking time out of their day to run these stations and everything.
We could not do it without them.
It's really cool. You could start walking along the bike path or at either Ben's Hanson Park or Lyon Park, and somewhere in the middle if you'd like. You don't have to follow a certain path. Do this as you like.
Yep. Come and go as you please. There's Like I said, it's free, it's family friendly. I mean, there's activities for all ages, and it's such a broad range of topics. Like we cover earth science and we cover technology and just all different areas in STEM. It's going to be so much fun.
There's the Wood County Citizens Water Group will be hosting a something there.
Yeah, so Wood County Citizens Water Group will be hosting a discovery station where they will offer a free nitrate screening to anyone who brings a sample from their private well. And I'll repeat, that's from a private well. So if you live in town, you won't need to bring your water in. But if you have a private well, what you can do is you can take a sample of your water before it gets to any treatment system, right? And then put it in a clean cup or container and bring it in. Look for the Wood County Citizen Water Group. They'll screen it for nitrate and then provide you with some really good resources on what those results mean for you.
They'll also have the Einstein Project down there. That's cool.
Yeah, this is the first year that the Einstein Project is joining us, and we are so excited. So they have a really large mobile design lab that they're going to be bringing, and they will be doing a really hands-on project in their mobile design. I think they have some 3D printers that people can play around with, and it's going to be a Halloween themed project.
Oh, awesome.
So,
Yeah, I was already interested. Now they really brought it home. Yes. Yeah, that's awesome. That is going to be pretty cool. And the Heart of Wisconsin Amateur Radio Group is going to be down there. Cool.
Yeah, so this is their second year coming, and we are so excited to have the Heart of Wisconsin Amateur Radio Group back. They will be teaching people how to send Morse code. They're going to explore radio waves, and maybe even some folks might be able to reach the International Space Station. They were able to do that last year, and it was a highlight of last year's event. It was super cool.
It's, I clearly am a little biased doing the job I'm literally doing right now and everything, but not only is radio fascinating and interesting to me, but just learning about radio waves in general and how this whole thing works.
Yeah.
If you came into this world and you had never heard about magic, you would think it was magic. Yes. You would think, oh, that's magic. How does that work otherwise? Somebody cast a spell and made this all work. It would make more sense than trying to explain radio waves sometimes to people. Like it's fascinating and really interesting, and they do a really cool job of being able to really break this down. And I have to say this actually about all of these stations. Yeah. One of the things I love about this event so much is the individuals running these stations are all Bill Nyes. They're all very good at explaining this stuff. Yeah. For people like me that love science but I can't always comprehend some of these bigger words and some of this stuff or how this connects to this. The people that can explain this stuff to even somebody like me are so valuable in all of the layers of this. And there's a lot of great individuals running these stations that are very good at explaining these kind of things, much better than I am.
Yeah, well, and it's cool because I know a lot about the topics that will be there. I learn something new every year. And like I see kids out there learning something new every year, and then their parents getting involved, and just people who don't know Science by the River is happening, but take a walk on the riverfront path and they're getting engaged. Like it is such a fun opportunity for our community to come together and just learn about science and learn about ways to get involved in opportunities for, improving our natural resources or, just getting involved in a science field. We have plenty of community groups who are going to be there and are so passionate about whatever topic that they're focusing on, and they just have a really great way of engaging people and getting people involved.
Anna, if people want to see maybe a map or layout of this or learn more about it, is there a place we can direct them?
Yeah, so there's two places I'll direct you. The first being the Science by the River Facebook page. So if you go on Facebook and you search Science by the River, you can see a map on there. I don't have that uploaded yet, but I will. But there are event details on there. And then you can also reach out to me at the UW Extension office here in Wood County, or you can email anna.m.james@wisc.edu. I will mention that Science by the River this year has partnered with the Wisconsin Science Festival. So it is a Wisconsin Science Festival, and you can also learn more about our event by visiting the Wisconsin Science Festival website.
Science by the River is hosted, as Anna mentioned, by UW Extension, but also want to say a big shout out to the Encourage Community Foundation helping make this happen. Encourage joins us all the time over the years. We love the team over there and all the work that they put into this community. It's really appreciated. And then again, to all the volunteers, everybody being a part of this event. I don't know how many years this has been going on. It's got to be 3 or 4 at least.
I think this is its official fourth year, we had to cancel 1 year because of rain.
Yeah.
That's one thing I will mention. It is an outdoor event.
Yeah.
So come dressed for the weather.
It does look like it's going to be nice out this Saturday, and knocking on wood and all that,
yes,
because
crossing the fingers.
really deserve it. And I think that I'm only saying this because I hear so much from the community about this event, in particular after the event, like the coming Monday and everything. Yeah. It's becoming more and more popular and more something that people look forward to. Yeah. I think it was 1 year where it was a different date maybe or something, and I remember having a couple guests come in and ask me if I'd heard when it was going to be going on. It's becoming more and more popular because people love science and love learning. This is a fun event. Be a part of it, everybody. Make plans to take a nice walk along the river here on October 18th from 10 to 1 for Science by the River. And Anna gave you her contact information before. Encourage you to reach out to her if need be. Otherwise, extension.wisc.edu is the website for UW if you want to get over there for that too. It's another way to contact the team over there.
Yeah.
Anna, thank you so much for the time. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, James.
You have a good day.
You too.
And we appreciate you joining us for another edition of WFHR's Rapids Report.